Hi, this is Josh.
This is Tyler.
And we are
21
Pilots.
What is there to do for fun in Ohio outside of music?
Milk cows. And
Yeah.
No.
Come up with band names.
Is
That has nothing to do with music.
I do that all the time too.
The reason why the name is spelled out is because that's the way we decided to do it. We saw a lot of band names with numbers in it. We're just trying to be super hipster, so we just had to go against the grain, and now we're constantly having to tell people, spell it out. Spell it out. So, follow us on Twitter.
Tommy, one thing my grandpa always said is make sure you never roll a tire down the hill if there's a cow standing behind you wearing rubber boots.
Right.
And that's been very important in my life, so
Yeah.
just to pass that on to you.
And then shortly after that, we put his grandpa in a home. To someone who's never heard our music, we like to describe it as the songs you've been wanting to hear your entire life. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's good.
But what did you guys do as like teenagers to stay out of jail, other than music, of course? Like, what did you do as teenagers? Just break shit, or?
I never left my house.
Really?
Yeah. So all the things Josh is explaining, he just sent me pictures of them. Like, oh, that's cool. And then like, stay
Wait
at
a
my
minute.
house.
Was the internet around during this time? I don't believe this story.
No, like he would mail me pictures and stuff.
Right through snail mail.
Pretty much all of the Dixie Chicks albums.
Yeah. Also, Sugar Ray and Third Eye Blind. And
Which is not really an album, it's just...
those are the albums.
Well, what is a tour, you know? What is
Right.
it anymore? You know what I mean?
There was a Korean kid that lived in my house. He lent me $20.
Right.
So then I realized that I went on the road, and I was just like, shoot, I owe you $20. And he responded and he said, oh, that's okay. You can get it back to me when you get home from your trip for concerts. If a movie was made about our lives and they had to have actors, very professional
Very
actors,
professional.
play us.
Yeah. Can we just say Brad Pitt?
Oh, what was it about music that drew you in? Was it to get chicks, or was it to express, or what was it? I mean, mostly it's chicks, right?
It was mostly dudes.
So
Really.
be it. So
I follow Katy Perry on Twitter, and
Which means we basically know her.
also, yeah, and also we were on the road, and we used the band's money to watch her movie in the theater.
Yeah. We haven't told our business manager that yet.
And so
It's not tour anymore. Like, let's change it. Let's do trip for concerts. That makes so much more sense.
Literally what it is.
And
We're going out
if he ever catches wind that like he said it wrong, like there's tour, I don't want him to feel bad.
Yeah.
So let's all change it to trip for concerts
so that
instead
he
of
doesn't
tour.
feel.
I'm sure there's a lot of perks to touring with a boy band. I'm sure they have great catering. I'm sure they have stylists on hand to help us out, because we truly have no idea what we're doing.
and how old were you at that time?
I get the feeling that I'm kind of a late bloomer, because I was probably like 16 or 17.
You know what I was doing when I was 16? Huffing paint. Trust me, you're way ahead of the curve. Way ahead of the curve.
All right. Well, I just started huffing paint. I'm so late.
Backstreet Boys.
They're so good. I just think that the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC are so much better than what's going on today.
So we're in the middle of a trip for concerts, and we're here in New York City, which is why we look like this, to fit in,
Exactly.
because we're from Ohio, and we're just really trying to break that stereotype about cornfields and Walmarts and stuff.
I just every day still put in The Parent Trap and continue to watch that. So in my mind, that's
Great program.
Lindsay Lohan.
Do you think we would have been friends in high school?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
I feel like we would have hated each other in high
It's
school.
a good He played basketball in high school.
Well, I looked at, the punk rock kid, and I was very like, this person is so much cooler than I, that I feel like I need to kind of like, what are you
fun of
doing?
him.
Skating around and stuff like
Having
that.
fun, look at you, cool look,
Yeah.
cool guy.
I got my temps. I can drive with my parents. I'm so much sweeter than you.
You just need someone to tell her that she doesn't need a boyfriend. You don't need anyone. You should go through your life until...
Did you hear my stomach?
Are you starving?
Oh, well, I think I just miss Taylor Swift. That wasn't my stomach. That was actually my heart. My heart is empty. My heart is hungry for you. The what?
That's a good one. That's a good. Is that a Backstreet Boys song?
It's
My heart is empty for you.
that's One Direction.
I'm extremely lonely. So,
I was very, very popular.
Well, I was less popular.
I used to have so much fun with just a hammer. Like I just
Yeah.
I have a hammer. Like I am unstoppable with this hammer. I can build whatever I want, but more importantly, I can destroy whatever I want.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what I was all about.
A year ago, when you guys were rolling through Austin and playing just for a handful of people, you played for tens of people at times. So to where you are now, playing in front of thousands of people, what do you think it was that brought those extra 2,998 people to your show? What was it?
Our looks alone. Probably.
Just good looks.
You just work out. man.
Devilishly good looks.
Oh,
I understand. I can totally get that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of push-ups. You know, it's like I dig what he's saying on stage. I dig the drums and everything, but like they're not very defined physically. But then once we started coming around and started getting a little more muscle, they were like, okay.
The Stone Cold Fox from Spy Kids was just like, she just kind of dominated my life for a few months. I just couldn't stop thinking about her.
I think I cried over the Olsen twins a few times. Like, you know, cried over the fact that like I'll probably never get married to both of them. I think exploring is fun and meeting new people, just talking to people on the street or whatever, and also looking for different types of coffee or Thai tea.
I also like to climb buildings.
I don't know if I've ever gotten through all of E.T. That really rocked my world.
I think I've seen almost every movie except Titanic.
Well, he's seen one part of the Titanic movie.
Yeah,
Which part?
the nude scene.
When you play a show and you play that final note and you're waving goodbye to the audience, what do you want them to remember? What do you guys want them leaving saying to their friend?
Besides the muscle definition,
Besides great calves.
abs,
No calves,
cabs.
if you'd like.
That's what we call
And
it.
holy
abs.
shit. But
Yeah, we've never been arrested.
Yeah, we actually met in jail.
Yeah, I'm actually met 50 in jail. He wanted to go in on this project with us, and we were just like, dude, we don't have time for you and your whole like getting shot thing. It's just us two.
If I wasn't doing music as a job, I would be doing music as a horribly low-paying job. I have no backup plan. That was it. Ever since I was
Josh has no plan B. My plan B is probably like, man, good thing this worked out.
we're obsessed with Waffle Crisp.
I was never allowed to have good cereals when I was younger. My mom was like, no, you're gonna have Cheerios.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
Cheerios are, I'm not, no offense to Cheerios, but like, you kind of suck. You know, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of options out there. There's Cookie Crisp, there's French Toast Crunch.
Can we be in the woods? Sharks in the woods. That's all I really want.
how do they know what they would look like when they put out their first CD and put themselves on the cover? Whoa.
Whoa.